Congressional members on Capitol Hill held a subcommittee hearing today to discuss Sharia law. That's a term you may have heard on your TV screen recently. Many Texas Republican candidates running for public office say they will fight to stop Sharia law and radical forms of Islam. But is there truly a threat facing Texas? Capitol correspondent Dylan McKim reports on why anti-Sharia messages have increased.
If Texas falls, so does the nation.
Serving as the chairman of a House Judiciary Subcommittee, Texas Congressman Chip Roy laid out his belief that there is a threat facing America.
This is not about having the freedom of worshiping a religion of one's choosing, such as Islam, but forcing a foreign legal code that is incompatible with our laws and legal system.
He's talking about Sharia law, a set of values and sacred commandments that guide Muslim life. Some Muslim-majority countries apply Sharia law in its legal system. Last week, Congressman Roy claimed there are efforts to do the same in Texas.
That we're not going to be cowed by groups coming in and trying to make places where there are no-go zones for our women in the state of Texas. Those are occurring right now in Arlington, in Plano.
A spokesperson for the city of Plano said the claim of female no-go zones is not true. Many Republican candidates for different offices have pledged to fight against Sharia law and the alleged rise of radical Islam. Salman Bojani, one of the first Muslims elected to the Texas House, argues their message is misguided.
But I think they don't understand Muslims so much. They talk about Sharia law in such a negative connotation. But Sharia law is very personal. Not every Muslim believes in that as well.
Political scientist Mark Jones said a possible reason we see an uptick in this anti-Sharia message is because of the primary election. Jones said promises to fight Sharia law is popular among likely Republican primary voters.
While this issue doesn't resonate with all Republican primary voters, it resonates positively with some and neutral with virtually all of the others, meaning that you're gaining some votes by raising the issue, but you're not really losing any.
Jones added that following the primary election, you may see less anti-Sharia messaging, as Republicans could focus on another issue more popular among general election voters. In Austin, I'm Dylan McKim.
Early voting is just a week away for the Texas primary elections. Millions of voters are expected to choose which candidates will appear on the ballot in November's general election. Early voting begins next Tuesday and will run until February 27th. Election day is Tuesday, March 3rd. You can also find all of those dates and early voting locations right now on KXAN.com.
And going in depth, here's what you need to know before you head to the polls. Texas is currently an open primary state, meaning you don't have to be registered as a Democrat or Republican to vote in that party's primary. However, you are only allowed to vote in one primary. If no candidate gets 50% of the vote, the race will then go to a runoff on May 26th.
And under Texas law, voters will need to bring identification with them to vote. That can be a state-issued driver license, U.S. passport, personal identification card, or other types of ID. If you don't have any of those, you can fill out a form and bring an alternate ID. You may not use wireless communication devices within 100 feet of a polling location, like a cell phone, tablet, or laptop. And you cannot record video, images, or sound inside of that space. You're also not allowed to wear clothing, hats, or flags related to candidates currently on the ballot within 100 feet of the voting station.
You can find all of these rules and a deep dive into what you can expect on your ballot, along with a map of early voting locations, right now in our KXAN voter guide on KXAN.com.